I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalley Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit. Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Austin Plus 3 TCG, and today I'm going to be coming at y'all with a deck profile. We're going to be taking a look at ABCs. Now that A is limited, we have just played the deck a little bit differently. We still have lots of copies of A. If you think about it, 2 Terraforming, 3 Union Hanger, 1 A. So I guess 6 copies of A. Not terrible, but you know, we're gonna work with what we have. And yeah, without further ado, just hop right into the deck profile. So, of course, only playing 1A. Can't play any more than 1A. Sucks, but I mean, the link recursion that you could do with A, I guess, is kind of silly. And the cannon soldier stuff, I don't know, I guess I see why they hit it, but ABCs aren't really doing anything. So what are you scared of, Konami? 3B and 3C. I guess you can get away with playing less C if you want, but I feel like having the names is necessary because we're trying to open those with an additional extender, like 3 of the gold gadget or 2 silver gadgets. So playing 5 gadgets gives us a decent chance of opening at least one. They're just extenders, so you can either open those with a piece, or you can open these with a piece, and that is usually really good. If you can open multiple pieces in Galaxy Soldier, that is usually enough to get you at least a Lamphorhynchus and Infinity and Buster. And then to wrap up the monster count, if you will, 2 Garnets. You could arguably play 1. I feel like the numbers say you can play 1, but if you draw one of these, then you have a lot of dead cards in your deck, and I don't think that is worth it. That's why I play 2 Garnets. Sorry, y'all. 2 Terraforming, because that's what we got now. That's what we got to work with. I don't think 2 really does anything as far as consistency. It lowers it by 1 card, but 2 is still pretty good. You see it when you see it. Union Hanger, 3 of them, and 3 Brilliant Fusion. As you saw, I'm playing Garnet, so of course I'm playing the Brilliant Fusion engine. The name of the game here is just get pieces into the grave so you can summon Buster. Just try to, even if that's the only monster you can summon is Buster, just try to get Buster out. Usually if you're using this, that means you can probably get a Lamphorhynchus, so just Lamphorhynchus and Buster or Infinity. So you're trying to either get Infinity out with some back row protection, or Buster with back row protection, or Buster Infinity with back row protection, and that's usually game. And then an additional starter of Foolish Burial, like I said, name of the game is get the pieces into the grave, and this facilitates that. Then Instant Fusion is an additional extender. It allows you, 1, to go into Infinity, and 2, it is a machine type, so you can link it away. It is also just another link fodder, so even if you don't want to summon Cleave Genius, which in most cases you're going to want to, why not? You can just have a piece and Instant Fusion, and that's enough to get you at least a play, at least some kind of board presence. And 3 of the great one-ofs. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Soul Charge. Soul Charge in this deck is goodness. Oh my, it's so good. It has always been good. Monster Reborn, pretty self-explanatory. It's another Grave Revival, and then Card Destruction. Now that we have this, we can effectively play all the pieces because we're trying to just get them in the grave. Before you could just get away with not playing them. Now I feel like it's more necessary. Still think you can get away with it, but Card Destruction just gets our pieces into the grave. And that's what we want. And now our defensive cards, playing 3 Ash. You can replace this with any hand trap if you want, trying to make this budget. I guess it's not very budget because we're playing Galaxy Soldiers, but I digress. And then 2 Call by the Grave. I really don't understand why this is at 2 now, because see, you're still gonna see it. I don't know if it's like a preemptive hit so that Thunder Dragons can have a better time because they see that in the OCG they're not doing as hot anymore. I don't know if they just got power crept or what happened, but I can imagine that is why they hit Call by the Grave to 2, because they want to kind of make way for Thunder Dragons, and I know Thunder Dragons have like a couple hand trap like effects, or grave effects. I mean, Solemn Strike and Solemn Warning and Judgment. So I think that makes 10 defensive cards, 9 defensive cards. So you have a good chance of opening at least 1. Which if you can open a piece, an extender, and a defensive card, you can usually hold your own against almost any deck. 3 Buster, I don't really need to explain that. That's the Bay. Seraph Knight, obviously, and then Panzer Dragon. Panzer Dragon just helps you, like I said, facilitate combos. Also, if for some reason you have no other play, you can just summon this going second, and then end phase, pop a card. That still sucks, but it is what it is. Cleave Genius, great card. You can also add one of your Galaxy Soldiers if you summon monsters to both of the zones, which I think is relevant. Lamphorinicus, I'm so back and forth between this extra deck because I want something generic, but everything is a light. So a generic thing would be Hippo Shinigami. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But Hippo Shinigami, you summon with 2 lights. Cliff Genius, summon with 2 machines. That's the whole deck. But sometimes you have a board where you need to link summon, but you have Seraph Knight in the extra zone and a piece. So this is the most generic thing that opens up 2 zones, because if you absolutely need the extra monster zone and you have a Seraph Knight in there, then Lamphorinicus is pretty much the only way you can go, and hopefully that opens up a Buster and Infinity, ideally. And then we have spot removal stuff with Phoenix, Unicorn, and then this is the card you're summoning quite a bit. I wouldn't say quite a bit because you're gonna have to have a good hand. Saryuja. If you can play Saryuja, or if you can make Saryuja, you can usually make a Buster and Infinity, because you had to have a pretty good hand to have open Saryuja turn 1, like a I don't know, like a gadget, a piece, instant fusion, and a monster reborn or something like that. You get what I'm saying? You had to open a pretty good hand. So if you're making Saryuja, you can almost bet that you can make Saryuja, Buster, Infinity, which is very, very powerful, because they're going to be big, because you're going to summon them under Saryuja, they're going to gain attack, and that's usually all she wrote. And then Borosword should also be pretty self-explanatory. You can just go for OTKs. Big Poppy, Evil Swarm, Exciton Knight. Man, I have always said that this card should come back. I don't know if I've said this in a video. I'm sure I have, but I have been yelling this from the top of the mountains ever since this got banned. I think this card is great to come back. It's, for the most part, power creep, and if you can, or if you do brick, you can just kind of make this and sit on it and hope that they can't run over it. Then we have Gear Gigan X. This could also be another defensive card, but I think having an extender in a deck that is very normal summon reliant like this is very good. So you can just make a gadget, summon a piece, make this, and then search the piece that you don't have. I know it's only 2 pieces, but you can usually search B, summon the B. B and Gigan are 2 machines, link them away. B gets you whatever you don't have, and you have your 3 pieces, and you just kind of got to work with what you got to get that other piece into the grave. Then we are playing Nova and Infinity to wrap up the profile. So, do I think ABCs are going to be competitively viable? Probably not. Maybe if you're Calvin Tahan, or you put a lot of hours into this deck, because I still think that this is one of the strongest boss monsters. Next to Ultimate Dr Tyrone Infinity, of course, because that card is just nuts. But this card still has an amazing effect, quick effect, being able to tag out and banish a card while generating 3 monsters is pretty good. Do I think it's competitively viable? I don't know. This version has a pretty high ceiling. It's just that you're so reliant on Union Hanger that it's hard to tell whether or not this deck is still going to be competitively viable, even with the hits that it has got. You should let me know down in the comment section below what you think down on the deck profile, though. Let me know if you think I should change any of these ratios, if you disagree with anything, or if you even think this deck is a lot more competitively viable than I am giving credit. Let me know down in the comment section below, y'all, and this is Alex from +3 TCG, signing out.